If I've learned one thing in business over my long years, it has been to provide a bit of common decency to your customers, your employees, and even your competitors. Even though they may be obnoxious, employ unfair pricing practices, and in general their product is worthless. That's for another episode. Here's an example of less than common decency. You set an appointment with a potential customer. He or she doesn't show up. A simple phone call or text to let you know that things have been changed would have been easy. If the traffic is bad, he got caught in another meeting, or his favorite uncle died, well, I can understand that. Being ignored is hard for me to take. Nobody likes to be ignored. That's just rude. Here's another example. Let's say you have a company executive that tells you that you're going to have a large project coming up in the spring. When the time comes, you email for a start date. You hear nothing. 5 emails and 2 unanswered phone calls later, nothing. You conclude that the job had been canceled. Well, that actually happened to me. I wondered why I was being ignored. Was he afraid to tell me the job had been canceled? What did he think I was going to do? Put a contract out on him? I understand things change. That's no problem. How long does it take to text job on hold or job canceled? A few years ago, I loaned a very close friend some money. I never called him to ask for my money back. I learned a long time ago that if you lend a close friend or a relative money, consider it a gift. Over the years, we lost track of each other. And when we finally bumped into each other years later, I asked why he hadn't called, and he told me he was embarrassed because he hadn't called. That's a silly thing to jeopardize a close friendship over. So how do you handle these situations? Well, here's my suggestion. In the case of the customer I mentioned, you don't do anything. Don't burn bridges. You may need to cross that river in the future. As for the friend who was embarrassed to call me, well, he's my best friend. I have some rigid rules that I try to follow. If you say you're going to do something, do it, or call to say why you can't. If you don't arrive for an appointment 10 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. Time is a very important thing for me, and it probably stems back to my days in radio when you had to be accurate to the second. Lots of people have only a casual relationship with time. I can understand being late. Just let me know. It's common decency.